Welcome out to the show tonight, guys. This is Eddie from Studio 321. So listen, guys, I'm going to read this to you. This is insane. Look, this is for all you Floridians, but this also could spread around the nation. It could start a trend, and I want to read this to you, okay? This is my boy Ron DeSantis now. Okay, so DeSantis is advocating for a constitutional amendment to eliminate property taxes, potentially appearing on the 2026 ballot. He also proposed a $1,000 property tax rebate for homeowners. His rationale for the relief: DeSantis argues that rising home values are creating a surplus for local governments and that homeowners are effectively paying rent to the government through property taxes. Now look, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the greatest news I've ever heard. That's the greatest. Think about this, right? Anybody that lives in Florida knows that property taxes have been going through the roof the last 10 years. Now with home values going up, they're going up again. So it's gotten ridiculous. I know that I'm paying about $600 a month in property taxes, which is insane because you put that on top of the insurance and you're paying, a mortgage plus extra just for the extras. That's not even including your mortgage. So this is the thing. I saw this proposal about, I'm going to say like 8 months ago. I heard it came up once and I didn't really hear any more about it. And I was like, man, is that real? Because I couldn't believe it. So I did a little researching on it. And number one, no other state in the United States has zero property taxes, okay? None. This would be the first state to have that. And I'm telling you, Ron DeSantis will be an absolute hero if he does that. Look, I'll tell you right now, I'll paint his face on the side of my house. I don't care. But because that is looking out for the people right there. Now, so I did a little research. I looked into it. So here's the deal. So Florida takes in every year about $43 billion, in property taxes. And look, that does pay for a lot of services and, all that stuff. But, DeSantis has also been touting that our fiscal budget in Florida is really good. We have a surplus of money, so everything has been run pretty good. So he wanted to basically do this, while everything was good. Now, again, no states in the country have done this. So what it would take for us to get this passed, because you have to do an amendment to the Florida Constitution, okay, which requires a 60% vote by the people, which is us, the ones who have to pay the tax. Well, so you might say, well, why would anybody vote against it? Well, here's what's going to happen, and I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. In 26, they're going to do this proposal, right? Immediately on the other side, probably mostly Democrats, because they love big government. They want they want a bunch of money, in the government coffers to waste. And as we've seen, recently, there's been a lot of waste. They're finding waste all over the place. So, the Democrats, they want big government. They want a lot of taxes. Obviously Ron DeSantis is a Republican. He's trying to wean down government, get it smaller in the state. And think about this. He's going to want to run for president probably in 2028, right? So I think he wants to go out with a bang. This would be super huge. It would be amazing. Floridians would be cheering from the rooftops. So, but anyways, it takes a 60% vote from the people. So what's going to happen is as soon as they put that on the ballot, immediately the other side's going to come out with all these things. You're going to take money away from social programs. The fire department's going to run out of gas. The police aren't going to have any new cars. And look, I know that some of those funds go towards that, but we also have a lot of other stuff, income taxes, all that other stuff. There's plenty of money in Florida, so look, you got to ignore the noise on that, Florida. You have to. We have to vote this into place. And think about it, right? When you vote something like that into place, It saves us all a bunch of money. It takes money away from the local government. But what it also does is forces the local government to become more efficient. Okay? The cops are still going to get the money they need. The fire department's still going to get the money they need. Everybody's still going to get the money they need. There's just not going to be a whole bunch of wasting money on dumb programs. And that's the beautiful thing. So look, I really love this idea. It's probably going to be coming up in 26. Like I said, I know DeSantis wants to run for president probably in 28. He wants to get some really big legislation behind him, get the wind at his back, get his name out there. And look, if he gets this pulled off, this might start a trend all around the country, because what I've noticed is a lot of stuff that Texas does, Florida's been copying, right? With the gun laws, and a lot of the laws, they start out in Texas, end up in Florida. Well, if he starts this here, it's probably going to go to all the other states as well. Now, you're never going to get this in blue states. I'm telling you that right now, because they want all your money so that they can distribute it to all these social programs that waste it on nothing. But I believe that all the red states will follow suit over time, because these governors are going to want to have that on their name, because it's going to be amazing if it happens. And DeSantis will be the first one. So keep an eye open, Florida. You got to watch for this, and you got to vote for it. It's super important. Every time I get an update on it, I'm going to do another podcast on it. So, subscribe to my show. It's free. But I'll try to keep you updated with everything that's going on. And look, we got to get this passed, guys, because this will be amazing. Anyways, guys, this is Ed from Studio 321. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Good night.